Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So today is Mother's Day in the US and in Australia. And the mother from Montecito decided to put out a picture of herself and someone else, another lady. I don't know who she is. I didn't even bother to check. I don't care. No children. And lo and behold, another paparazzi photo of her and the dimwit husband going out on a date, no children. So on Mother's Day, let's look on what is the what is going on with the children in Montecito. Now, I'm going to take for granted that there are children there. I know that this is controversial, but I'm not going to get into that controversy now. I'm not going to get into the controversy of their birth. I'm going to take for granted that there are children there. And I'm going to look, first of all, at their well-being as it is now, at the way that the wife feels towards them and the way that the husband feels towards them. And then I'm going to take a peep into the future because, many people are asking, when these children grow up and realize that they had family from both sides that was withheld from them. They have a lot of, rich history, rich ancestry from both sides that was withheld from them. They had to grow up completely uprooted from their roots from both sides. And as teenagers, that will probably be very difficult for the parents to explain. And someone raised the question of whether Harry will go back to his family if and when he gets divorced from Meghan. And that is a very good question because it is not a given that he will go back to his family. Maybe he won't feel comfortable to go back to his family, even though his family will open their arms towards him. Because he's so angry, because he will blame them for the collapse of his marriage. So we cannot take that for granted that if he gets divorced, that he will go back to the royal family. But these children, when they grow up, they will have access to the entire media circus that is going around and is published around them. They will raise questions, and these will be very hard questions, and their parents better have good answers. So let's look at these children today and in the future. So I'm using the CECCOLI tarot deck and the CECCOLI oracle. The tarot deck is actually a tarot deck that I got from the Ukrainian seller that I'm getting quite a lot of decks from. As I told you, it's a deck that you don't need the explanations. The explanation, it's in Russian, but the cards themselves are not. There's nothing written on them, so you can understand what card it is without the need for English writings. But the oracle needs to be in English, and the oracle came from an English site. I think it was Llewellyn, but I'm not sure. Okay, so let's start with saying my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation. and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Sorry. Let's do that again. Okay, so the Sussex children, Archie, Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor, and Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. Today is Mother's Day, and their parents are not even mentioning them. So how are they these days? Are they being taken care of? Do they have good relationships with their parents? How does Meghan treat them? How does their father, Harry, treat them? And let's take a peek into the future. How will Archie, Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor react when he will discover the controversy around him and his birth and the fact that his parents took away his family from him? And how will Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor react when she realizes that her parents took away her family from her and the controversy around her birth? So the Sussex children, their feelings and the way that they are treated today, the way their parents are treating them each, and the way that they will react when they are older and learn the controversies around their birth and the fact that they were denied their families. Okay, so this is a freestyle reading, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 3 cards for Archie for current feelings and 3 cards for Lily for current feelings. So these are Archie's 3 cards. And these are Lily's 3 cards. And let's start reading them first. So Archie's 3 cards are the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So what can we say about that? So the 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. He just celebrated his birthday. So he had this celebration for his birthday. There was a celebration for his birthday. But then comes the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is a card of doubts. So despite the fact that he had this celebration around his birthday, he's still very much doubting his whole being. And everything that he's getting, he is doubting. It's as if he's not really certain in everything that he's getting. This is really, and remember, this is a 4-year-old child that is not very naive, because despite the fact that he had a birthday, he had his birthday celebration, the doubts are starting to crack the let's say the happiness or the naivety of a birthday celebration. And then we get the Wheel of Fortune. What does the Wheel of Fortune signify when we're talking about a 4-year-old? Because when we're talking about an older person, the Wheel of Fortune speaks about change and change that starts from the inside and goes all the way into the outside. And it does speak about taking your destiny in your own hands. But we're talking about a 4-year-old. And a 4-year-old that understands that his destiny is in his own hands, and that something is changing, and something is changing from inside. This is a child that realizes that his world is not stable. So he feels that things are not stable, and this is how he feels, and this is the things that he's feeling, and it comes to him without really understanding why. So once again, we need to understand that this is a 4-year-old, and he's still celebrating his birthday, so he still knows that he's still having these childish celebrations, but the doubts are coming in, and the knowledge that things are changing, and that could be because he's listening and hearing his parents arguing. That could be because he sees the way that his mother or father are treating them, and it could be that the treatment is changed. It could be because of all sorts of things that are happening around in their mansions. And children are very perceptive. The children can realize and can see things and can feel things. So he understands it, and he knows, and he sees that things are changing, and he sees that these change are very major changes that are starting from the inside. So, and this is rocking his boat, or shaking his very let's say this bubble of world that he has, this very sheltered world that he has. It's rocking it, and he feels that things are changing. So this is Archie. Let's see what does Lily's card are telling us. And Lily's cards are, okay, so we get here the Lover's card, another major arcana, and the 7 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so what can we say about these cards? So let's start with the good card, this 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles, that is a card, well, she is growing up in a very rich environment. She's getting everything that she wants, everything that she needs. She has a lot of games, a lot of toys, everything that she might even dream about, she has. This is a child that has everything that she might even dream of, but all of these things are tangible things. And these are things that are, these are not emotions. There are no cups here. So it's all about money. It's all about maybe clothing, maybe toys, maybe a lot of other things that are connected to tangible things, to things that you can feel, you can get, but not things that you can, not feelings, not love and support. So this is something that, okay, for a child, this gives you a lot of support. The fact that you know that whatever you want, you can get. So that is one good thing. And then we get the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is a card that I always tell you that it's a good card usually, because it speaks about planning and strategy. But we're talking about a 2-year-old, and a 2-year-old is not a child that can plan and strategize. So when we're talking about the 7 of Swords, when it's a child that cannot plan and strategize, when we need to look at the card itself, and what does the intuition tell us about this card. And the intuition intuition tells us that this is a child that is walking alone with this balloon here, and there is someone that is spying on her. So it's a child that doesn't feel safe. It's a child that feels that someone is looking at her steps all the time, that she cannot do things without being monitored all the time, without people looking at the things that she's doing, without scrutinizing her. I suppose that she is getting kind of a lot of teaching, or a lot of how do you say that, restrictions, and many many comments about things that she's doing wrong. And for a 2-year-old, it's kind of difficult if whenever you do something that is wrong, you're being you get this comment that this is wrong, because there are parents that believe, and I am one of them, that giving a child limits is good for the child. A child needs to know his limits, but sometimes when you overdo it, then the child loses his feelings of security. So when a child feels that wherever he goes, there is someone that is looking at his back or her back, then the feelings of security is gone. So in this instance, we need to look at this as a card of someone who is being manipulated, someone who is even separated from her mother. So I would say that Meghan is not very much involved in her education or in her life, because this is one of the interpretation of this card. Okay, and then we get the Lover's card. And now the Lover's card is another major arcana that has a very deep spiritual meaning when we talk about someone who's looking in his life's pathway and deciding what are the things that he can take out of his life's path, what are the things that are not helping him go further on in his life's pathway. But usually it is also about love and about some kind of loving feelings. And here we see a very lonely child. This is the Lover's card. Where is the other person? Where is the lover? Where is the mate? There is no mate. This is a very, very lonely card. This is a very lonely child. So when we're looking at this card, it gives you a very lonely air. So if we're looking at these cards of Lilibet, it gives you this feeling of a very lonely girl that is pampered with everything that she wants tangibly, but not quite a lot of emotional support and loving feelings. This is how I see these. Okay, so these are their current statuses. Now I want to see how does Meghan treat her children, and I'm going to take 2 cards for that. And how does Harry treat his children? So that's Meghan and Harry. And for Meghan, what I'm getting here is the 8 of Cups and card number 11, which is the Justice card. Okay, so 8 of Cups is a card of leave and let go. This is a card of someone who is leaving behind everything that he has achieved, because he needs to go away, because is fed up. This is someone who has achieved quite a lot. He's leaving behind the 8 cups that are filled, and this is an emotion card. So this is a card that is about emotions, okay? So this is about feelings. And when we're looking at the feelings, and we're looking at the emotions that Meghan is supposed to give her children, this is about a person that is leaving those children behind and going away. This is a person that is giving up and letting go. This is a person that is it's a person that is just not putting in the emotions. The person that is just not doesn't want to give those emotions. And as you can see here in this and this is why I like this deck, because it has a lot of room for the imagination, and the cups here are imagined as these birds, and they are locked in this cage, and it's empty. It looks like an empty cage, or an empty vessel. And this is how it seems to me, like this is all that she can give them, an empty vessel. And then we get the Justice card, and the Justice card is very similar in when we're looking at the interpretation to the Lover's card. It's also about looking at your life and looking at the things that you don't want there, and the things that you can leave without, and take them out, being very, very strong-willed, being very cold-hearted. And if the Lover's card speaks about being total and doing things in order to move forward, in the Justice card, it's about being very cold-hearted and doing things for justice. And you can see here a very cruel queen that is stabbing this creature. And this is how Meghan treats her children. She is there as a justice judge. She is there as the educator, as the one who puts limits, as the one who is there to give punishments, as the one who's there to educate them, not as the one who is there to give them emotions or love. The love and the emotions she leaves for other people. This is something that she leaves behind. This is something that she doesn't need. This is why we have the 8 of Cups here. So this is how Meghan treats her children, the children that are under her care. And how does Harry treat them? And we're getting the Fool card. So the Fool card is one card, and the other card is the 5 of Cups. Interesting. So the Fool card is a card of someone who is, well, he wants freedom. He's trying to show them that freedom has no boundaries, but he's also trying to show them that there are possibilities of doing things without taking any, and well, that's what he's showing them, that there are possibilities to do things without taking any responsibilities for them. He's trying to, or this is what he's doing, this is what he is letting them see, this is the example that he's doing, is to show them that he's taking risks without obligations, that he's being reckless, that he's being hasty. This is the example that he's giving his children. And it's kind of amazing that both of them got a Major Arcana and a Cups card. And this is the spiritual lesson that he's giving them. So he's not giving them any kind of limiting or education or any kind of teaching. He's not. He's just being a grown-up child, because this is what the fool is being this grown-up child that is being frustrated, that is being very reckless, very hasty, that is acting without thinking. And this is what he's showing his children. And then comes the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is a card of disappointment. And disappointment and despair. And this is, in this instance, and we're looking at this card, we see actually a person that is getting a lot of hugs and a lot of feelings. So in a way, he is hugging his children. He is giving them love. But he is also passing his disappointment and his despair, his feelings that he's looking at the half side of the cup, the half, not the full side, but the empty side of the cup, that he is desperate, that he doesn't see a bright future, and this is part of the reason why he is taking risks, because he doesn't feel like there is a future to look forward to. So it's okay to take risks. So this is part of the reason why he's acting this way, but this is what he's doing, and he is passing his desperation to his children. But he does give them feelings. He does show them love. So what he does, his wife doesn't. Okay, so now let's see, how will Archie react when he is grown up to whatever he sees in social media and in the media as it is today, and how will Lilibet react when she's grown up to what she sees about herself and about her parents in social media and in media as a whole. So let's see Archie. And with Archie we see the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, oh my God, and the World card. Oh God. So both destruction cards are here. The destruction and failure that is known in advance in the Five of Pentacles and in the Three of Swords. He will be heartbroken. He will be in desperate situation. He will be in devastation. This is a terrible, terrible place to be. And he will feel that his whole life was in front of the whole world to see, that the whole world was there to watch him grow and to watch everything that his parents did, and he had no say about it. The whole world knew things that he couldn't know, and he couldn't do anything about it. And when he grows up and he reads everything that is on the media today, he will be devastated. There is no other way of saying that. He will be devastated, and he will go against his parents full-blown. The Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, that both are the devastation cards. There is no other way of telling that. He will be and that will be a very, very public, full-blown fight against his parents. So that's Archie. Let's see how will Lilibet feel. And with Lilibet, we're getting the Six of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So it looks like Lilibet will be completely under the spell of her mother. Six of Wands, that is the victory card. And the Five of Wands is the card of going out on this victory quest, but asking for some kind of help, but that could be any kind of help. It could be unconventional help. And the Queen of Wands, that is the egotistical queen, that is the queen that her mother is. And it seems like Lilibet will be completely under the spell of her mother. She will be completely under the control of the Queen of Wands, which is her mother. What a terrible thing to she will not, it looks like her brother will not be able to convince her that she's wrong. He's taking all of the devastation cards. He's taking all of the devastation, and he's the one that will see reality as it is, and she will be completely under her mother's spell. She won't be able to see whatever happened, and Archie won't be able to show her that because her mother will control her life. What a pity. Okay, so this is the tarot, and the oracle is the CECCOLI oracle and angel numbers. So I will first take an oracle card for each of them, and then I'll take an angel card for each of them. So let's start with Archie. Archie Batten, Windsor. Archie Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor. And 15. Okay, let's take the card for Lily. Deck. Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. $23. So let's see what these cards mean. Okay, so card 15 is about the call, and it says that every person has a special calling, something that he is born to do. And sometimes it's not very easy to listen to the call. Sometimes it demands a lot, and a true calling cannot be denied. And Archie might find out that it's hard when he finds out the truth about himself and about his family. It might be very hard for him to go after this calling, but he will probably have to do that because this is something that this is part of his life, this is part of his destiny. Now, Lilibet card is even more curious because it's about rescue. It's about help that is on its way, that she might not even be the one that has called for it, but nevertheless the universe is sending her some assistance. So she will need that help, and the universe will try and help her. So she needs to be open to listen to that help, but she is the one who will need the rescue. Archie is the one who will realize what has happened by himself and will have to follow his calling, but Lilibet is the one who needs the rescue, and she's the one that the universe will try and rescue in every possible way. Okay, so the angel cards are for each. Let's see. Angel cards are usually positive messages. So let's see. Let's clear the deck. Angel card for Archie, Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor. Angel card for Archie, Harrison, Mountbatten, Windsor. So the card for Archie is 12. I am a visionary. So this is another card about creativity. Both of these cards are talking about creativity. Both of them are about a driving force in his life, about something that he can fulfill, about a vision that he can fulfill. The calling, the creativity, both of them are talking about the same thing. Now let's see what is Lilibet angel number. Let's clear the deck. Angel number for Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor, and angel number for Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. Number 18, I am kind-hearted. You are both open-minded and open-hearted, and your ambition is to leave this world better than you found it. So it looks like Lilibet does have a good heart, and she does have the potential. So she does need to go, she does need that rescue from the universe. So from the clutches of her mother. So let's hope that she will get that rescue. Let's hope that Archie will be able to convince her that she's wrong. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'm not sure what it will be because things are getting heated here and I might not be able to do readings. I will keep you updated. Okay, so bye for now.